map veto here between NIP and Black Dragons.
Obviously can't be Clubhouse again.
Or Border.
Coastline Villa at Bank off the board, so no repeat at Bank. Colin said also no repeat. Cafe, all right. This will be interesting, as this is a map that both these teams don't really seem to like to play. Now, if I recall correctly, Black Dragons did not play it at all last season across the entire 6 months, and NIP only played it once across the entire 6 months, and it was a draw for them. This does not seem like the best map for them. Obviously, they work on stuff during the off time, so it would be really interesting to see what kinks they might have worked out during that time. We just don't have a lot to contrast it with in their previous performances, at least as far as Pro League goes. Outside of Pro League, well, there's probably plenty of times they might have played it, but within Pro League, that's their record.
Oh, when was the last time any of these teams were able to play online? They played in the qualifiers going into 6 Invitational.
There's that.
That's something. But what do you guys think in the meantime?
I'm thinking NIP is going to be pretty heavy. There it is.
Of course, Black Dragon still has a very substantial fan base, but 21% is basically that. 72 for NIP being more experienced.
These games have been pretty lopsided so far in terms of that, so I mean that reflects that. It's just a question of whether or not you think Ninjas and Pyjamas will be up to their old skill level, and if so, then those percentages are probably accurate.
I mean, 7-4, 7-2, 7-3.
Yeah.
And so far, I mean, if we look at the page, look at me here. Like, it goes INTZ, MIBR, Liquid 1, Phase Elevate. So is it going to be NIP Black Dragons the way we're looking at them?
Oh, because of the checker pattern. Yeah, I guess it has to be NIP.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the more likely outcome anyway.
That's exactly how it works.
There we go. It was designed to be visually and aesthetically appealing as a result boards.
We're looking, of course, at those like match boxes as they are shown. They're shown like X team versus Y, and there's the way between them. So it's like a zigzag hole.
Yes. That is how it is. It's just
trying to be visual.
Yeah, trying to explain it for those who can't see what we're seeing, of course.
Yeah, but here we are, Black Dragons NIP and Kafe Dostoevsky. Now, what I really want to see is what operators Black Dragons ban. I would be so surprised if they don't ban a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Against NIP,
yeah, it's true.
You can go for that. You can go for the Mozzie ban, which might help you out a lot.
Yeah.
NIP are very good at breaking and entering.
Mozzie bans are so rare, and there's so many other operators that are kind of must bans to an extent.
Look at Muzi though. The reason why he has so many kills is because he's always droned in and he always hits the shot.
Yeah, you saw his entries were pretty good, 14, I think.
So the man knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And there's definitely support behind him. Kafe Dostoevsky can be a very linear map in the way that you're funneled in constantly into smaller and smaller rooms.
Yeah, and you're generally entering in mostly the same way.
Exactly. So having drones, having that support is great. I think mute, which is going to be huge.
Keep in mind that, obviously if you ban it, you can't use it yourself. So you do kind of hurt yourself a bit in that.
We don't know who starts on which side yet.
I believe it's NIP on defense. I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, we're still waiting on all the players to get into the
verify that
lobby right now, and then we can verify how things are. But yes,
I want to see some kitchen defenses from these guys, just because sometimes those can be a little more creative a lot of times than the upstairs, which is, bar is gotten a little more static in the meta. There's little tweaks here and there sometimes on the ops that are picked, but the setup is generally pretty similar. There's a lot of boxes you have to check, and you kind of set up according to those. But the op bans affect those as well, so obviously once we get into game, we'll find out what the op bans will be, and you were just talking about, whether those will be strategic to ban things from NIP. A lot of times the defender bans are often ones that you just don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
I think more so than targeted ones. Attacker bans tend to, I think, obviously we don't know what they're thinking when they pick it, tend to be a bit more. Yeah, if we see Thatcher in this map, it'll be the first time today. So probably going to be a Thatcher ban. He is pretty useful on this map as well.
Look at the mirror, though. If we look at the last time Kafe was played in Latin America, which I think is a very good comparison, Team 1 versus MIBR played it. That was 2 days ago. 7-5 victory for MIBR. They somehow were able to claw it out of Team 1's hands because reasons. We won't dig into that. On that map, MIBR banned the Maverick. Team 1 banned the Thatcher. However, Team 1 started on the defense. They did not play a Qa'id on that bar until way later.
Yeah, that's weird.
Took a long time for them to do that.
NIP starting on defense, they might go for that Thatcher ban as well then.
It's definitely possible. And again, this is Latin America. We say it not to overgeneralize, but in reality, it is something. Look at it. Thatcher is an operator that consistently gets banned.
Yeah, we almost see the ban rates per region next to each other. Later on, we will have those graphics available. It's obviously there's not enough data to really show you just yet. But yeah, it'll be a lot of Thatcher bans.
I think we'll start showing it by play day number 4 or 5. Not sure yet, but regardless, that's the time where you screenshot everything and go post it on Reddit for the free ELO.
Yeah, you need it.
Right now, the Reddit karma, though, you're going to have to farm it like an honest man. You just go and comment on all the
You don't
posts.
say anything useful, you just get downvoted. There's the Thatcher.
Does that actually happen, though?
Sometimes.
There's Thatcher
It's
ban.
Reddit.
Yeah, you were saying. I mean, a lot of times, like, screenshots of Intero tweets, so.
Yeah, please downvote those. Do us all a favor. If you can only downvote on Twitter, too. Maverick, you were talking about the bans on that earlier.
Like, this is the mirror. This is exactly what we saw last time.
It's like strong for this map. But Thatcher is apparently strong on every map, according to Latin America, it seems. Maestro, next to go.
Mira.
Probably going to be leaving Goyo on the board. As we said, we've only seen like one ban, I think, across all regions for it so far. But yeah, probably Mira. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Echo going to be in play as well, though. And that
Honestly,
will be very strong on bar.
I would definitely have preferred an Echo ban instead of Maestro.
Yeah, I mean, Maestro, I think, overall is a little bit stronger than Echo in a lot of ways. But Echo also provides a lot of good denial and mobile cameras, something you don't get from anyone potentially except for Mozzie. We'll see the gridlock in play here potentially. The gridlock pretty strong on this map because there's only 2 stairs you generally worry about. So you can get some good tracks on those. We'll be going to reading first. Interesting choice. Not the common one. Most teams wanted to go to bar first, the top floor. Reading's also a good site, and usually the secondary. Echo definitely going to be played. Mute Mozzie combo, definitely going to be abused. You were talking about the strength of that for NAP, and they're certainly going to use that. See how well they utilize the Echo, though. It is a little trickier to use, I think, in reading in terms of, like, unless you're using them to support the top floor. It's not necessarily as many obvious spots. But it is kind of interesting, the idea to have maybe one inside dining, just in case you're not paying attention if someone tries to sneak a plant in there. You can quickly stop it. Give yourself time to move around. Fortunately, it looks like we might have to go for a rehost due to an FPS issue, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Bino can't get the 60 FPS? I don't know.
Either can't get or only has, one of the two.
Come on, turn up the FPS over here.
He forgot to
Where's the dial?
He forgot to flip the switch, yeah. The FPS over.
Remember the turbo switch that actually slowed your computer down?
It's a complicated issue, but yeah, I remember the turbo switch.
Just to make like the old programs compatible because they were frame related?
It's weird, silly stuff.
Computers.
Back in the day, yeah.
That was back in your heyday.
When I was using 5 1/4 floppies, no joke.
You were
Big old.
I'm not gonna say that you still do that, but I won't. No comment.
I'm sure those would get
5 1/4 floppies, but in another way. I don't think we can talk about that on the stream here.
No, I think we're just gonna have to wait. Unfortunately, we don't have anything in terms of the match yet that's happened, but we have some idea what they were going for. At least with the Mute Mozzie combo, they're gonna be playing probably some decent roam. Denial of their ability to drone the map means they're gonna play. A lot of times you're playing above on the top floor, trying to stop that because you know they want to do top-down take because they can shoot through the floor. So
there always is that one player playing downstairs in mining.
It takes too long to clear.
With a nitro cell, you know, they're going to throw it up at some point. Was there a Legion in play in the round? I didn't quite catch it.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
There usually is just one player. Usually it's a Legion, but you could always pretty much put one player in piano. You reinforce the walls up in between red and piano, and you sit someone there. Right, you have the one of the small like bars that you can sit behind, and you stay there, and you also use that position to bait in C4s from below, so it kind of all works together.
Yeah,
strategy that definitely can be used here.
Well, we'll see if that ends up being the case. I don't remember for sure if there was a Legion. I know there was a Mute Mozzie and an Echo. I don't recall 100% who the other two were.
We're trying to get the lobby back in shape, and it looks like the teams are joining in, so hopefully we won't have to.
I'm sure they want to get to the match quickly, too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Most players don't want to delay. They want to just get it going, you know, crack the whip. So
we definitely don't want either. Trust me, as much as I love talking for 45-plus minutes. What was that? Filling time for 45 minutes with barely any information is no bueno.
Looks like we got everyone back in. It's just a matter of making sure they're ready. And it looks like firing it off. Obviously, we'll wait a second to make sure everyone's good. Hopefully. No further FPS issues, but hey, we can't go a Latin American Playday without a rehost. We didn't have it either in the first 3 matches, so there we go. We've hit our minimum of 1 Latin American rehost.
They turned up the FPSs, so let's hope that it's actually all working.
Yep. Just a matter of waiting a second. I imagine they're going to be checking it. Now, of course, they need to be moving around first, so it'll take just a second. And there we go into game. Once they start moving around, I'm sure they'll know what the FPS is like. Probably has the FPS counter displayed in the top left via Uplay. But it was Smoke and Jaeger were the other two.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who are not aware of the rehost rules, it is you need to be the same operator, same bomb site. So you cannot change any of that. You can change your setup, though.
And you can change who's playing which operator.
Is that true? I don't know if that's true or not.
I believe so.
I don't know.
We know that you need to have the same operators as before, but I don't think that there's part of the rule that says everybody needs, like...
That seems like a strange loophole, but it's possible. Just because like the whole point is to enforce doing the same thing that is enforceable and makes sense to enforce. And that I think that makes sense to enforce, but maybe that's not set in stone.
I took a look at it.
What a strategy.
What? Yeah, that'll actually change everything.
Let's change everything. Well, we see them setting up a bit of a destruction of the walls. You see the walls into red hall there. Some soft destruction to be able to fight that, but of course the ones facing pillars reinforced. Hopefully no FPS problems for Pino. See barbed wire. They're definitely setting up for upstairs as usual. Deployable shield and reinforced walls in heaven. We've got some reinforced freezer walls as well. Psycho setting up some of his pests upstairs as well as reinforcing the hatch, which of course you want reinforced. Even though you're not playing train, you still don't want them easy access to rotate downstairs nearby the site for dining. Watch for any runouts here, just in case people are getting antsy. Good drone that could just be set up as a flank drone here, which is likely he's getting off of it, so he's got 2 drones up. You will often see the secondary shotgun used for exactly what I was just about to say. Good for opening hatches, then you don't have to bring someone with some specific gadget for that necessarily. You see that happen from Jackal as well. Pest doing its job. Putting them on windows, honestly, one of the best use of Pest, as long as you, don't mind the drone's likely to die afterwards, but there's very little you can do. If it's a window, they have to pretty much throw it through. You're gonna get the Mozzie himself actually spotted before losing the drone.
That's huge. That's now 2 drones lost for the Zofia. Live just cannot do anything.
And Psycho's already peeled off. He's not even where they saw him. So good on him. There's also the Echo drone there to watch for the drops.
So there's the mute and Julia running the MP5K. Of course, more often than not now we've been seeing the shotgun in play, but because you have probably the smoke bringing the shotty
the secondary from Mozzie as well.
Yeah, so you're kind of pretty good with that combination. Black Dragons, though, will waste no time and enter Piano.
You want to get that done early so you can start moving from there as long as you know your flanks are somewhat secure. Definitely the best thing to do as quickly as possible. Although it does mean you're a little less secure in droning and that you're physically in the building if you need to be doing some kind of recon. But you have enough teammates around to cover you. Some pings coming out. Nice thing about pinging with the Echo drone is it doesn't have a lot of repercussions because they have to look for the drone. It's too risky to be doing that while being pinged.
There's Nitro Cell. Will connect. No, it's just placed.
But he doesn't trigger it yet, so he's waiting for the pings.
This is User wanting to move in. There's the Nitro.
Julio smartly done.
Beautifully done there. Live is going to be...
But that's Pino himself down. Good thing that Yokai is still up. Because they've lost the Echo early. That was a great initial kill.
I wonder how they're able to even find the Echo in the position. Was he sitting in the freezer?
It's entirely possible. It's a good place to be playing. He was likely playing upstairs.
Huh. Well, here we are. Because of that Maestro ban, you won't be seeing the Maestro, of course, upstairs, where the Echo probably died. Yeah, well...
They might have actually identified and eliminated that Yokai as well because they have an IQ.
That is a possibility.
The pings were coming out pretty heavily, so you're going to be looking for that. Smoke what did bring out the deployable shield, something I said we've been seeing a lot more of lately, as the strength of those deployable shields is shown. They also did the shuffle on who's carrying deployable shields.
So Psycho's going to destroy even more of those drones. Black Dragons will quite possibly be walking in blind.
Very information starved at the moment. Not to mention the Mozzie, Pests and the Mute Jammer still in play.
So little time. Julio will find a big kill against his ex-teammate Wag. This PZD and Seiya to find a kill each. 3v2 possibility here for victory. Always for NIP. They're trying to spray in the back. One player's been dropped on the floor, but Seiya will continue to plant this default spot here in reading. Muzi will confirm the kill on PZD, who was down on the floor. There's still smokes maybe on Kamikaze here to use. Hornetau with a pre-fire might have given away his position, but he still wins the gunfight against the smoke. Muzi now in the comeback. He gets 1 kill. On ADSs, there's the shotgun pulled out by Hornetau. He has a close angle. Muzi's going to try to stick it, but he's going to play around. He's trying to delay it here. Hornetau at any point in time can just win this gunfight. Pulls out the shotty. Moose is going to try to stick it. Turns around, but too slow. Stunned pretty much there, and the Buck is going to win it out. Black Dragons at round number 1.
It was looking like a decent round for NIP, but the loss of the Echo seemed to snowball things in Black Dragon's favor. And it's just the focus on getting the plant down that really mattered there, because you saw the tough position and put them in. They were forced to push a lot more aggressively because you don't want to let players get outside. So you want to capitalize on the time when they're still near the diffuser, when they're still inside the building to attack. They tried to, and unfortunately the Buck wins the fights. They're just going to move up to bar. They're not going to try reading again yet, although it will likely be the next stop as soon as they win bar, or possibly kitchen. But good initial round for Black Dragons now. Off to a good start, winning that attack round. Both teams, though, looked not perfect in their attack or defense. A lot of weaknesses. But it was just the first round to warm things up. Now they're still with the same setup, relatively the same, at least upstairs in terms of making sure they have the heaven side, the left side of the bar there, the east, where the A-bomb is at. That's the heaven side, especially the balcony. It's really heaven is what it's called, because it looks over a lot of downstairs. Some rotations down from Psycho as well to possibly set up some pests. Just make it a little bit slower for them to drone downstairs. Make it hard to clear that. I mean, if you make it hard to clear downstairs, as you were saying, they're likely to not do so. Just because it's a lot of work. And if you risk losing drones to Mozzie, not necessarily worth it. And that gives Mozzie the opportunity to play downstairs if he so wants to. Echo himself might either play in the freezer or play in the position, the heaven position that he looks like he's playing. The usefulness of him playing right there is he's the only ACOG player, so he can peek around when people use the new drop down, or that area where the new drop leads to, the other balcony. You often need an ACOG to fight that, as well as to be able to peek onto the bar side. So he's likely going to be playing that heaven spot for that reason. That's where you see the reinforcements. It also gives him the opportunity to get on his yokais, if he needs to, and start to stop diffuse plants. Wag just struggling a little bit with those shots there. IQ always good on this map for identifying a lot of gadgets safely from outside, especially when this is the bomb site.
He's trying to look for an opener there, but there's a lot of pressure in Piano. That's something you're expecting. Mute jammers are definitely stopping those drones from progressing any further, and there's no ADS to catch the grenades. It sails into the bathroom. Bit of a dud there. Nothing to respond. It's unexpected, right? A lot of times you'll be having a smoke or a mute playing inside of the bathroom. Wasn't the case here. It's Julio actually on the mute. This is what we were talking about. Having there we go. That's the nitrocell bait every single time. Just this literally why that nitro exists.
It works quite well.
You open the bottom of the floor and then you sit one player down inside of mining, and then he'll at some point in time get a nitro cell, and that's big. That's a Zofia. She's going to be ineffective for this round.
Yeah, that's definitely some utility that might be better utilized, obviously. Unfortunately, IQ really struggling to eliminate a lot of gadgets. Different angles. ADS is burning. There's likely some flashbangs. They really need to get Echo down, though, of course, because he can stop the diffuse from going off. They do have the IQ to spot the yokai, though. If they can get a good idea where it's at, they might be able to take it out from an angle if he placed it a little inconveniently. Pino is rotating that yokai, as you can see, into the freezer or the bar area. There we go. That's a nice spot, as they're unlikely to be able to get it. They might be able to spot it, but they're not going to be able to do a lot.
Oh, no! Why would you do that? Why? You have it in a good spot. Keep it safe, my man.
Well, unfortunately, he does lose it. He has another one likely somewhere, but it might have already been taken out. Nice using that hole in the floor there to watch for anyone trying to push in for a plant. Smokes are coming out for that plant. There's nothing really to be able to see through the smoke, so it looks like it might get away with it.
Yeah.
A lot of rotations in a false C4. Not gonna work.
It's nitrocell. No information at all, and it's planted literally at the door into Cigar. This is basically the best it can be for Black Dragons. And, well, there's the kill on the Mozzie. Psycho missing out on the opportunity, but Muzi gets 2. He's trying to look for one more, as there's still one inside of this Cigar Lounge. Seiyan Wagdo will confirm 2 kills, leaving Pino and Julio. It's the last 2 alive. Might have hit nitrocell earlier on in the round, but that's not going to matter when your Echo really messed up his yokais. Wag peeks around the corner and confirms position, but he knows that he's in a pretty sweet spot. So, The Thermite can do the work. There's Seiya with one. Sprays for the second. Julio, though, he's ready. Tries to fire in, but there's little time left. Shoddy v Shoddy, and Wog will win. As the ex-teammates, again, we talked about it before. And really, do not underestimate that secondary shotgun on the Gridlock or the Mozzie. Their rate of fire between like one shot and the next and the amount of damage you do up close is massive.
Yeah, it's quite a good shotgun. You just have to have that range advantage, and that's what he was exactly pushing for, is to have a little bit more range. I think the tip of the other shotgun stuck around the corner as well. But so far, Black Dragon's looking quite good. Kitchen going to be the next attempt. But NIP have looked like they just cannot stop a plant, is the problem here. They've let 2 plants go down now. 2 out of 2. That is not a good rate here. And that's just Black Dragons smartly playing the objective as well. The 6th pick from Gridlock to Gridlock, of course, going to play a lot of good mind games with no one. And no 6 picks coming out from Ninjas in Pyjamas. See how they hold this
Attackers need to locate and defuse as
kitchen.
many bombs
They're going to
as
be
they can.
obviously, or very likely, setting up one of those electric claws where Kamikaze's reinforcing.
Attackers have located
Is that
the
his most
bomb.
likely wall to be open? Once that wall gets open, it turns into a bit of a shooting gallery, depending on how well the attackers have droned those positions and how much utility they have left. Attackers will often win those fights. The rotate hole coming out from Kamikaze, also very common. Usually want someone playing over by bar or coat check. Try to hold off pretty much that side of the map. You really don't want them taking control of the whole dining area. So that becomes problematic. Playable shields coming out here.
Insertion.
Trying to make it so they can hold the dining area a little more securely. Julio and Luzi, the only ones on their team since the rehost to get those kills. Well, since the rehost, meaning since the bleeding in this match, actually, since it was the very beginning. So that's part of the problem right there for Ninjas in Pyjamas. The fact that only 2 players on their team are getting kills means the rest of the 3 really need to step it up. Psycho, especially on this Echo, really, as you mentioned, misplaying those yokais. The IQ, of course, factored in a bit as well, is that it's going to be able to identify the location. There's not really much he can do about that unless they kill the IQ early. But hey, maybe that could be something one of the other 3 players could do that aren't getting any kills. Track Stingers go out pretty early. That's twice now. Black Dragons has gotten those out early, or at least 2 of them. Being very efficient, and there's a lot of good spots you can do. You can even throw them in through drone holes, little tiny spaces. It's a very versatile gadget.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's good to kind of throw them around angles because it's a bit more difficult for defenders to kind of destroy them. PZD uncontested here as he walks into the kitchen.
You shouldn't be in kitchen this early.
How is he even droning in there? PZD's taking a bit of damage, but he falls back. That's Pino that has eaten a lot of damage, and Moosey's on the floor, close to being ended. How is PZD even doing all of this? He should not be allowed to even be here, functioning for so long.
This is just nuts.
NIP losing out now. Seiya going for the plant from Black Dragons, and he's safe. This round has Black Dragons written all over it.
3 plants in a row now.
There we go, 2 players down at the same time. Kamikaze trying to play his opponents. 1 smoke. Canister is going to go off, do damage, and kill PZD. A bit on Hornatau. But Pino's on the floor still. And, well, there's not much HP left for the ninjas here. Wag will find Kamikaze alive with 1 more. Julio, the moment he peeks around the corner, gets shot in the head. Muzi, barely alive, hanging on for dear life. Last alive here versus 3. Not for long. Hornatau cleans it up. Round number 3 for Black Dragons on the attack confirmed. Man, every site now you're going to, Black Dragons, that's a 3-site rotation. And Black Dragon, except for the first round, has won very consistently and very convincingly.
The important thing is they've gotten the plant down every time. It's always a post-plant fight, and they're winning those. It's really looking good for Black Dragons here on these attacks. I don't know how it'll be for them on defense, but for attack, they've got the objective in mind. You saw how fast PZD was in the kitchen. He needed that snack real quick. Maybe his blood sugar was crashing, I don't know, but he was in just so fast. I know it's a 3-speed, but obviously they saw a hole. That's good droning there. They were able to spot the hole in the defense, otherwise you wouldn't just run in like that. But if you can get away with it, absolutely.
I have an update, because I was talking about this earlier on when we had the rehost, that, as you said, very distinctly and very truly, Devin, when we go for a rehost, both teams have to have the same operators that they had prior to the rehost. However, I got the confirmation that the rule itself does not specify that the same players that picked X operator have to keep them for the round afterwards. So you can have the same 5 operators, but switch them between different players.
I don't think that
it's
matters.
not going to have an effect.
It's not.
I
enough
completely
of a
agree.
rule, so I think that's fine.
Completely agreed.
It's fine, but it's fun to know.
But it's you know, a bit of trivia.
So Kamikaze, the only one on Ninja Pyjamas of those 3 that weren't getting any kills to get 1 that last round. And then 1 from Muzi. They only got the 2 kills. So it's just, the other 3 players need to just, I don't know, have some coffee or something. It's just, when you're 3 rounds in and 2 of your players haven't gotten anything going, it's part of the reason why you're losing. It's unfortunate. We're going to be running the dock this time for Muzi. Muzi, it doesn't matter. He's been fragging out. He's doing fine in terms of, you know, whatever operator he needs, but no echo this time for Bar. They just figured, you know what, we couldn't keep the yokais alive, so it's just not worth it at this point. We'd rather have someone playing actively than sitting on drones. So that seems like probably the smart call, but at the end of the day, if you could play the echo better, then sure.
Black Dragons have been losing the Zofia early, pretty much every single round.
Yeah.
Yet they're able to still win by the end, even in a 1-player advantage. Oh, well,
speaking of live,
there you go.
Kill first on Julio. That's going to be the castle down. Castle's a little more expendable as far as operators go once he's got his job done, so it's usually not the biggest impact. But it's, again, not looking good for Ninja Pyjamas around. That's within, like, the first minute.
I really hope that we don't eat our words once we get to the second half with NIP on attack, and they just repeat exactly what
it might happen. I definitely think it's possible, but so far Black Dragon's looking very good.
This is a very technical map, and Seiya actually finds Pino. Now, no Nitro Cell in play at the half-round mark. Seiya barely alive, sure, but the Thermite is not really the most important operator for this, especially with the 2 kills that have already happened.
Especially since he's likely to be uncontested and doing his job first outside of the plant. He might want to hand the diffuser off, but still.
Oh, that's a lot of damage actually done to Hornetau.
Yeah, they're definitely not looking that great. I mean, they could lose 2 players as well and it'd just be evened up.
I don't know if that grenade bounced onto him, and it sails over. Kamikaze eats it, but not much damage done to him. Well, there's the drone. It's going to confirm his position. He now knows that there's somebody on the other side of this window. As Live gets 1, he gets shot down by Psycho. Muzi gets 1 more. Psycho looking for Wog, and he finds him right on the entry. I don't know why he pushed through the smoke, but Psycho gets a 3rd one. And Seiya, low on HP on the Thermite, pretty much done. There's... Is there a run out? No, the flashbang for just a second blinds him, but Psycho collects 1 more for a 4K in the round. NIP survived the onslaught from the Dragons.
Definitely much better round for them that time, not having the echo. Just getting some of those early picks. That's really what mattered. Obviously, Live had the first one, but and a second one, but just the amount of damage they took in return left them a little soft. But it was really Psycho's plays there, absolutely making it happen from...
I don't know. Why did they push through the smoke, though?
Agree. They were doing so well. Too well. Reading again for the second time here. We'll see how it goes this time. So we're going through the cycle a second time, but in a slightly different order, because originally we had reading, bar, kitchen. Now we have bar, reading, and I imagine kitchen potentially. Jackal for the gridlock. I don't know. WAG have been doing just fine on gridlock, but maybe they want to be able to get a better idea where some of those roamers might be, despite the jams coming out from the Mozzie. There isn't not going to be a mutant combination with him, but still, nice thing is he is somewhat immune. The mutes actually do affect him a little bit, but they don't affect his ability necessarily to track footprints as long as he's not standing like right next to them. So we'll see if that pays off for WAG. Reading a tricky site to hold sometimes if you can't hold the top floor very well. You can also potentially retake the top floor, especially with them not having roam control from the gridlock this time. Good to see Psycho, though, joining his teammates up at the top. Now it's Pino, who we know is a fantastic player, sitting down there with the 0. That's not what we'd like to see. He's going to be on the Echo, though, and that's, of course, not an operator you expect to be fragging out, so maybe he won't be changing that much this round, but it would be a good idea to do so, just because that's been a big problem. 3-1, though, definitely at least Black Dragons guaranteeing they come out with 3.5 is good. It's a good start for them. So can't do any worse than that. Psycho getting up there again, doing some work. There's, as you mentioned, the Zofia to die early of Live. He's obviously trying to be entry. It was working for him sometimes.
This means that Black Dragons will win the round.
Oh, that's what it means. Okay.
that's how it's been going, right?
It's very true. Very true. He got kills instead last round, so they lost it.
Well, it's a great kill here for Psycho. It takes a bit of damage, but it's completely fine. I don't know if he's caught any drones so far. I would love to have a count of how many drones get caught by Amazi every round, every match.
I think we'll eventually get to that point.
Please.
The demand for stats in this game is insatiable. It's just a matter of time before we get all those.
Yeah, man. But between just talent on their own, you're like, yeah, please.
Yeah.
We crave it. You know what talents crave? Stats.
Eat it for breakfast. Mozzie now identified and at the lower health. They might be able to take him out. It's just a matter of setting up himself for a trade now. Just move near a teammate or be in a good ambush position so that at the very least you can be traded out if they track you down. Good to be on any hard surfaces as well so someone like Buck can't come up below you, as the pings will make it easy for him to shoot through the floor.
Now there's the entry. They're looking to plant here behind the box in A. Kamikaze has a half reinforced wall, so it does give him some flexibility to chuck some smoke, but it also kind of reduces your line of sight. But all of those holes open at foot level in the red hallway. That's great. That is actually great. You're gonna have a much easier time dealing with players going in and planting in default inside of the dining hall.
Well, it's up to a matter of them catching that, but they are at least close to setting up for a plant, potentially, if they can push the people off white stairs. That's really what they need to do at this point.
There's a yokai.
Jeez.
I would love to listen to that music all day, every day.
Let's play this map all day, every day.
That's literally what I try to do, actually. I love Kafe.
It is a really good map. Wag, the operator change working out for him. He finishes off.
There's two.
Tracking. Pino not going to be contributing to kills this round either.
It's happening. There's PZD with one more, 4v2. All the Buck has to do is watch the flank, but Mozy's coming around from behind. He gets one kill, he downs the Buck and finishes him off. Now has to rotate back, but Julio wins out the gunfight. Oh, Mozy, how is he doing it? He turns it into a 1v2. Low on HP. He turns around, he finds one. There's the Jaeger around the corner. Wag will spray. He's got the shotty in hand. Mozy will run away. He's got so little HP. All it takes is one. He's on the floor, but Mozy takes it. Wag is dead. Black Dragons were so close. I was gonna say, you're right, but no. That was so unfortunate. They were so low on HP.
You don't mess with Mozy, though.
Yo, Lil Mozy.
Little Mozy. Not so little anymore. He's all grown up. Here's the cycle completing again. Kitchen. Of course, that does not include mining, as they are not bothering. Good old mining dining. I like that there's an overlap. There's not necessarily a lot of maps that have a bomb site that overlaps between two different bomb site choices. I like that dining is like a reliable spot to go for either way in the middle floor. Wag gonna do the same 6 pick again from the gridlock to the Jackal. It worked out for him. Okay, he not only tracked down the Mozzie, but also was the one to actually finish the kill himself, so it did pay off. See if they do the same this round in terms of getting tracked like that, because the Mozzie was kind of running all over the map, leaving his footprints everywhere. They are going to try to have the Echo again. This time, though, Pino's switched off of it. He's going to be on the CAD. Psycho will be the one. Hopefully making good use of those yokais, but the IQ has been so reliable in shutting those down. I'm just not sure those are going to work. I would hope, if your Ninjas in Pyjamas win side switch here after this round, that you consider bringing the IQ as well. Use it half as well as PZD has. You don't see a ton of kills from him, but look at the number of assists. 6. That's like double at the very most assists otherwise. That means he's doing some work. At least, you know, getting kills set up. I mean, I wish, unfortunately, the assist threshold is very low. I wish it was a little bit higher. I wish you had to do like X amount of damage or percentage of damage for a counted assist, but hey, I'll continue to be a Legion main and collect 10 million assists a match. Debris coming down there, hopefully from a teammate. So either way, whether he was playing the Gridlock or the Jackal, he still has the secondary shotgun, so he's able to open the hatches. It's his job regardless. PZD quickly getting into the map again, as he does that very well. He's playing similar to an Ashe sometimes, it seems, but not necessarily getting quite as many kills as maybe an Ashe player would. lot of droning going on right now. There isn't the mute, but the Mozzie is still definitely going to be making it difficult for some of these drones, potentially. We'll see if Live catches a bullet this round. Now, that broke the streak last round. Is Live died really late and they didn't win the round, so...
The moment they pushed in, right before the Jaeger came around the corner, I'm like, man, I told you it's going to happen.
It was very close, I'll admit.
But that flank from Muzi was cash money.
Yeah.
It really was.
I mean, that almost evened it up here, so if they can just get one more round, they go into the second half 3-3. That's not bad, especially if you're feeling more confident on attack and we're on defense.
I mean, what were the overall stats for Kafe in Latin America? Did it pop up yet? Or we didn't see
I don't think so, but I also might have just missed it. Unfortunately, the way the desk is angled with the
yeah, we don't see the bottom of it, of the monitor correctly. But yeah, here we are.
A lot of gadgets being spotted, but I don't know if any of those were the yokai just yet. Electroclaw being taken out was an unfortunate position that stopped it from guarding the freezer, because, I mean, you almost would have been better off throwing it on the floor rather than on the ceiling, just because that soft ceiling gave them the opportunity to take it out. Now they can open the freezer.
That's such an odd... I mean, no, it's already open. Like, it's literally half reinforced with a rotation hole for the Jaeger to come back through.
It might have been a different wall then.
I don't know.
It looks like it was that wall.
Why?
Yeah, why put an Electroclaw on a soft thing? All right.
But why?
But why? Maybe it was on the hatch, or for the hatch, and it was trying to get the hatch and... well,
good
I mean, that would explain why it was on the top when it didn't need to be. Hornetow, though, with the opening kill into Pino. So once again, Pino gonna be doing like a cop and spending all of his time with donuts. Muzi in a close... He's been winning a lot of his engagements, so I would definitely be careful. But he's being flanked. He knows it. The drop sounds come out. Sprays, but he's at least got the shield. He's only alive because of the shield right now.
There's Muzi, one more. Trying to go for the pistol play, but there's a bit of damage to Live. This is actually very possible. Oh, Psycho is going to have a field day. This is actually going to hit the edge of the operator. No. No, no, no. Oh, no. Oh, Psycho messes it up. This is so possible now for Black Dragons. They have to watch the one rotation position. Wog will get Muzi, so that's one angle taken away. There's the reinforcement playing against Psycho. Pulls out the bearing 9. He sprays in. There's no downs just yet. There's Live. We're talking about it. He's going to walk on in. It's Kamikaze gets one more. And NIP just hold on to the diffuser. The buck way too slow. And he also did not even have the angle. It was literally impossible. It was implanted right at the doorway. That was scary.
That was very close. It definitely could have gone either way towards the end there. Some of the definitely attributed to Muzi, though. Playing the angle he's playing. The soft wall, you were questioning why it's there. Well, we know it's there. The deployable shield was up not just for the rotate, but also to guard against a drop. And it was actually well positioned. It did a lot of good work in terms of helping him fight that into freezer, doing a lot of damage even when he didn't get the finish. Kitchen going to be the primary bomb site, interestingly enough, for Black Dragons. They actually tease the Echo. They want them to think they're on some of the other sites, possibly. Julio going to 6-pick off the gridlock, much like we saw on this side, but nope, going to stick it. The old gridlock to gridlock yet again.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Going to be an interesting one. It's not the easiest to defend site as it seems like it should be. But hey, they managed it last round, from Ninja Pyjamas at least. But we got to see how these Ninja Pyjamas attacks go. There's the stats you were asking about. Kafe, 63% defender sided. Heavily mining, dining. Not so great, but reading is still favored, and bar cocktail definitely favored. And kitchen itself, a little bit defender favored still.
Alrighty. We got our response.
As we established earlier, those were Latin America only, correct?
Yeah, these should be Latin America only. This was what we were told before, so I'd assume that it's the same thing here.
Muzi up in the double digits already. While Pino's still sitting there. So if you're reading it in binary, it looks like you only have that Muzi only has 2 more kills than Pino, but that's definitely not the case. We'll see if this Mozzie is as effective as we saw from Ninjas Pyjamas in terms of at least delaying some of the drones. And I don't think we saw Legion played at all actually by Ninjas Pyjamas on their defense, but PZD is going to be rocking it here. Mozzie and Mute are comboed this time as well, something I know we bring up a lot, but it is so darn good. There's a reason for that.
It really does give you so much flexibility on the defense.
Keep in mind, though, it matters what map it is and what bomb site and things like that. There's other factors on how effective it is, but overall, as a synergy between 2 operators, it is very strong. Oh, there we go. There's the Mozzie in effect there. Going to take out Psycho's drone, so he's going to have to execute it. Fortunately, mercy kill. He doesn't want the enemy capturing it for information.
Shot through the heart.
Well, it wasn't too late this time.
Oh, still giving love a bad name.
Yeah, unfortunately slandered on social media.
Aren't we all? 24/7 actually, especially if you read Twitch chat. Not so much in the subreddit anymore, but it's really in chat.
Yeah,
Just
mistake number
tradition.
one. It's
Yeah.
tradition. It's like Christmas basically.
Yeah. It's just an everyday thing.
This map does have Christmas, so.
So, Live is looking for presents. There's a tree near him, so he can still go to it.
We might want to hide under it. Rotates back to Bar. This is an interesting rotation hole, not one you usually see. Usually it's a line of sight hole there.
Yeah. I really like the shield play from NIP in the previous round.
Yeah.
I was not sure about that soft wall, but it actually baited Black Dragons pretty well.
Yeah.
To just dropping and trying to go for the Hail Mary. It's just
To be fair, they got the plant down though. We gotta see it. First off,
whoa, baby, that was I just love seeing people getting nitro celled from their teammates' POV. I think it's hilarious, and that camera is that camera just saves the round. There's another nitro. It goes up, but no, you're a bit too far back.
I guess that was for Muzi, the curse of the early Zofia death, translating over to his team as well.
Actually, like, half these rounds, the Zofia is the first to die. But
Too bad Maestro's not available then.
you know what the oddity is? We're at 30 seconds left on the round.
I cannot believe that. It feels like the initial part of the round still. They
It's
haven't
like
even broken
nothing
that part.
happened.
Yeah, all right, well, hopefully they're going to do something within the next 20 seconds or this round's just done. Live! Two C4s. That is, oh man, that's two C4 setups.
All right, pack them and tag them. Let's go, boys. Last man alive. Kamikaze. Yeah, you're going to have to solo and YOLO into this one. You might get a kill. It doesn't matter. Yeah, he's out of ammo. Give the man a break. It's over.
Just go to the bakery counter and grab
Can I get a bagel?
Yeah.
To go, please.
I think if you want a bagel, go see Pino. He might still be on that. He's been dipping into the bakery.
Actually, you know what? Because Invitational is right around the corner. So I know a lot of people that some people might be watching this and they're going to Invitational, right? So I would like to recommend one thing to really enjoy if you go to Montreal, which is enjoy Montreal bagels.
But make sure to wear warm clothes. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, 100%. You do not want to underestimate how cold it gets.
Like it's a super villain or something.
Yeah, honestly, like a freeze is coming. You know, like,
Mr. Freeze.
yeah, Mr. Freeze comes to Montreal right around Invitational. So make sure you wear warm clothes. And
It'll get hot in the venue though, probably.
that's for sure.
So be ready to take them off.
Especially with the amount of people that are going to be there.
Yeah.
You'll know very soon. But still, go and get bagels in Montreal. Now, if I were to recommend one thing, actually, right next to the Ubisoft offices, there's one of the best bagel places I've ever tried, Saint-Viateur. So good. Go there, try it, put on some
Can
cream
you say it
cheese.
in a way that people don't speak French might actually know how to spell it?
st.viator.
There you go.
Viator. I don't know how you would anglicize it.
I don't know, but that's better than you saying it in French and people having no idea what you just said. Yeah,
This is like the
I'd be like, I don't even know what letters were in what you just said. Well, back to the round though. Setup complete here, down for Bar. Decent setup. They're going to try the Echo as well. Now, the Echo really just didn't do a whole lot most of the time for Ninjas Pyjamas, so Sia's going to have to do something to convince us that it's worth picking the mute in now, but no Mozzie. However, the Kaid still being played here very consistently. It's been a very strong op for this map in terms of play. I've seen it so far. Wonder if Muzi will live a little longer this time. Stay fresh a little longer.
Leave Muzi alone!
Poor guy. I think if he lived longer that last round too, it would have been a better round for Ninjas Pyjamas, to say the least.
Yeah, there's everything being deployed. Just trying to get... I actually love having Gridlock played in general. She's just such a great operator.
But not overpowered. Just
Yeah. The entirety of Burnt Horizon is like, you have Mozzie and Gridlock. They require a lot of game sense and map knowledge and teamwork to really get the best out of them.
They were both strong right away.
Exactly. Because they're good, but they're not broken.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Lion.
Oh. Yeah, he's available now, but no one wants to play with him. Pino, though, finally breaking the curse. Kamikaze as well, who's been low on kills. Fortunately, Live just, well, I was going to say fails, but at least opens up. Psycho with one as well before being traded by WAG. This went very quickly in Ninja's Pyjamas' favor.
This is pretty much over at this point. WAG is already trying to retake Muzi. Will take down Live. Stack Trocell, but they know exactly where he is. Oh my god, there we go. That was a round and a half. NIP just storming the front.
I feel like this match is one of the matches with some of the most plants we've seen in a while. Like, the diffuse is just going down.
Yeah. It is. There were quite a while. Diffusers were barely being set, especially in LATAM.
Yeah.
Not the case anymore. This game has literally doubled the amount of diffuser plants we had in the last season.
Probably. It's been crazy. Muzi finally going to switch operators, actually. He's going to let Psycho take over the Zofia so he can get on the IQ. The IQ worked very well. Oh, Psycho, that's why he's getting on it. He was going to go... I don't know if he was going to go for the Glass. He's a very good Glass player. But the Monty, I think...
I think Glass is just not a good...
He's not in a great place right now for Pro League.
To locate and defuse bombs.
Well, they will be opening up quite a bit of dining. They were a little concerned about getting plants down in there. Reading a very good site, as we've seen, but certainly one that can be tricky to defend because you have to split your defense with the upstairs. And of course, though, they're gonna have that mobile drone of Psycho on the Monty, just barreling through the map. Something they're gonna have to deal with. And wish they had the Legion. They did play it. Was it last round or the round before? But they certainly gonna wish they had it once they see that Monty.
Yeah.
And even if there was, the IQ would actually be able to spot those good mines ahead of time if they coordinated like that.
And actually, it's really smart here from NIP to go for this. And I'd assume because they're expecting, maybe Black Dragons to go for bar again.
Yeah, and that's ideal.
Walking through the white hallway with Monty is great. We've seen G2 playing that many times, and it works. But for attacking this side here might not be as good.
Well, you still want to take bar, though. So there is that. You still need to do that in the same kind of fashion. There's just going to be less resistance upstairs. So if anything, it might actually work better. It's just, yeah, it doesn't necessarily turn into a plant as easily. Fortunately, I think someone needs to let some of these Gridlock players know to shoot from the corner. It's better to shoot from the corner diamond style on the hatches to get the first time.
I love this from Black Dragons, putting a lot of pressure from the top floor. The Maestro is obviously the best operator to put it here, but of course he's not available.
Hey.
You kind of got to deal with the next best thing.
That's why we had Echo often for that, but now they've got Doc.
Stay behind me.
Here comes the shield.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Right up to another shield, like, hey.
Just sitting there menacingly.
Is that his cousin? Wow. Muzi's actually going to get the kill. It wasn't a hip fire headshot, just even though it looked like it, just to be clear, while Milos dies of amusement. This is the white hall push we were talking about. This is strong. As you can tell, it works quite well. Thanks for the demonstration, guys. He is facing a little bit more resistance than he did earlier, with 3 players around him. But hey, guess what? They're going to open things up. Pino in a good position to throw those nades. PZD, though, actually takes him out before being traded. Muzi finds one as well. Good switch over to that IQ. And again, another round where Ninja's Pyjamas swiftly eliminating most of the members of Black Dragons.
That is Chandelier Nitro Cell, and it does not work. You're going to keep swinging it from the Chandelier all day.
It's very decorative, to be honest.
Very true. But here we are. It genuinely just does not work in this case. And with 3 players down, Live so low on HP, NIP are definitely set to take this round. No Nitro Cell. Is there any smokes? You've used like 2 of them.
If there is, that will help with the Monty. But yeah, if he's already used 2 of them, that's not great. Because Monty hasn't lost. Yeah, he's only got 1 left, and he's got low health. Monty is still mostly full health.
Yeah,
this is really not good. This Monty alone can kind of win this.
Just go plant at this point. You can literally funnel bodies in and use the Monty as just literally a shield in front of you.
And I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, the smoke is at least focused on Kamikaze, but it still allows him to plant. It's a bit incorrect, and Psycho's got
ended quickly.
Yeah. That really ended. Well, that Monty push was beautiful.
The funny thing is that definitely could have been another round that contributed to the plant total, but they just killed him too fast. They were probably going for the plant, and Moosey's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good to end this round now. Well, then it's Pyjamas, who had been looking rough, now with the lead here and close to match point. If they can keep this up, I mean, it hasn't just been 2 rounds where NIP managed to squeak out a win. It's 2 rounds where they just came in guns blazing once they found out where everyone was at and they had a good solid push and just decimated the members of Black Dragons. So, I mean, if they can do that again and sit on match point, at that point, Black Dragons might just give up. Smartly, though, PZD, reading into the Ash could be a 6-pick to Monty, rightly guesses and goes for the Legion 6-pick off the Bandit. It's one of those things where it's like, if you're wrong, Legion's still great. You're not losing anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
you got to be careful. At least keep him alive for as long as possible, right?
Yeah. So I imagine he might play Sight Anchor a little bit to be able to try and get some of those goo mines around, but he could also be useful as roamer support. Try and make sure that the roamers can't get pushed as hard. But it is hard when your utility charges up over the course of a match. You can't just set everything up and be ready. You've kind of got to slowly trickle them out and stay alive during that. See, reinforcing the wall here, spotted by Pino. So they know something's up over there. The last time they had the... No, was it? That wasn't Ninjas and Pyjamas that had the little hole, was it? That was Black Dragons.
No, that was NIP.
That had the hole. That's right. That was a Moosey that was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was playing the Jaeger behind the shield.
I forgot that there was a round right before switch. That was Kitchen. Well, yeah, we're going to at least get those Electro Claws up. Set things up as best as they can, but once this Monty starts rolling, it gets a little tricky. They don't have a smoke to try and push him back with, but they have at least 2, 3 C4s, depending on whether or not WAG, Hornets Out, and Live brought one each. And then they've got the goo mines to try and slow him down. Now, goo mines obviously don't kill Monty. They just make it a little more annoying for him to move around. He can usually fall back to safety with coverage of his teammates, pull them out. That's the thing, is as long as you can keep him away from you, that's you don't want to play like Blitz. Really.
No. No. Yuna isn't playing in this game.
Yeah. Well, Psycho is taking Whitehall, no problem. PZD, though, the Legion does find one. Live, the one to be traded, but that means the Legion's still alive and only a little bit worse for wear. They've lost the gridlock. So now only one player is going to be putting out spiky things for your feet. And it's going to be PZD.
I don't know if Julio used his tracks. I was going to say spiky things, but it's like Bodie McBoatface.
Term.
Don't need to concern yourself with that.
Okay.
It's only used by analysts. No, WAG with a Nitro Cell. He's ready. Just needs someone to check his camera. It goes off.
I don't think his perspective was correct on that.
No, it's a bit too far away. Psycho's going to keep on walking down the white stairs.
That's 2 C4s now gone as well. So the Monty actually in a safer position. Now I know the C4s don't kill him from the front. Was that another C4 as well? Or that could have been a breach charge. So
yeah.
Hornets Out might be the only one with a C4 left in his pocket.
A bomb has been located.
I don't, because it's 4 out of the 5 players that can have nitros, right?
That's true. I forgot Cia can as well.
So maybe. But at least the NIP are taking their sweet time right now, using the buck, opening up as much of the floorboards as humanly possible.
Oh, here we go. The push from Monty.
This is great.
He's the planter, though. This is the tricky part.
He can save himself, and he's in a pretty sweet position right now. Hornetau is coming around, and actually he cannot enter. He can only chuck a Nitro Cell that'll only do a bit of damage to Kamikaze, but not enough to kill him. There's Muzi and Pino grabbing kills all over, and Hornetau's the last alive. Drop the hatch, shotty in hand. I think that's really your saving grace. Maybe you can find the Monty from here, and there's a player down below. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. He gets the shotgun. Kamikaze is dead. Hornetau. The only way that he can win this is to stick that diffuser, but he knows it's all over. Gotta pad those stats. Maybe he can stay alive. Maybe he can get a kill. Not shot in the back yet, as he's close up by pillars. Brown stairs entry, and Hornetau will save the up. NIP grabbed the round. They're on 6-4. 1 round away from victory.
For a team that looked like they were struggling earlier, they've really made quite a comeback.
What did we say?
But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. 6-4 now. Match point. Now, Black Dragons only need to get 2 rounds to bring it to a tie. But Ninjas Pajamas now guaranteed 1 point. So they are definitely in a good position here, as they don't have to sit on a potential 0. Amaru, probably not real, as we discussed earlier, but would be funny if was. There is a good strategy for Bar, where you just yeet on up to heaven from the backside and see what you can get away with, but it's not going to happen this time, unfortunately. The Monty once again, and they're not going to 6-pick to a Legion this time. Doc going to be coming on actually instead.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
See, that
as they
goes for
can.
reading. So far, they can play whatever bombs that they want because they've lost them for quite some time, for the last 3 rounds in a row. So reading an interesting choice, but hey, they know the Monty can roll out pretty heavily and do quite well against Bar. But reading didn't fare much better, so I'm not sure that it matters, unless they've got a different strategy in mind here, or they just think the Monty is done. His Pajamas like, hey, we've got a few rounds to play with if we want to keep trying it, because really they've done almost nothing against the Monty. He's worked very well. So I can't blame him. Muzi there, trying to go for 20 if he can make it there in this last round, possibly.
Attackers are moving
There's
out
a
to
reason
locate
he's
a
such
bomb.
a well-respected player. It's just everyone else not even close to his number of kills right now. Like double, I think, the top at their one, because I don't think anyone else had double digits.
All right. The IQ doesn't have any Echo drones and Yokais to snipe in this round.
Nope.
But the Monty strat again. Honestly, even if Psycho hasn't been collecting kills with it, I think he got at least 1.
He's getting the setup going.
Yep. And that's the important thing. The whole point is not for the Monty to get kills. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. He's supposed to just sit there menacingly, be your living, breathing drone, and allow your teammates, he's an enabler, allow them to just walk in behind and do the work. And there you go. Camera spotted. Well done.
Muzi entry here. I mean, you could have the Monty enter, but hey, why not? Why not Muzi? Maybe he can get a few kills, but he's going to be setting up. As we saw before, he was the one to get the kill on the player in the pixel spot behind the shield. He'll be likely doing the same thing again this round if they play there. They're smartly going, you know what? Let's play back a little bit. Let's not give this to Muzi. Once the shield starts coming, that's where the problems start. Is they will have to grenade it if they want to get rid of it. They don't have a Zofia to take out the shield that way, or an Ash.
Of course, Muzi can scan any utility from 20 meters away. Remember, a long time ago, they nerfed the IQ
Attackers have located a bomb.
utility, the ability itself.
In some ways, that kind of helps. You see less gadgets, so it's not as cluttered of a view. Yeah, you would like to be able to see farther.
There you go. But hey, it's at 20 meters now, which is great. Everybody rejoices. And definitely doing a lot of work here in PL. Psycho's going to walk on in. He's got support from above. So great overwatch from Pino is being provided. Opening things up with a skeleton key. And, well, you can walk into site and plant, but I would assume that Black Dragons were doing the same thing that NIP were and having just holes at the foot levels.
Very likely, and that will definitely be a problem for Monty if they can catch him from behind. He's going to rotate, actually.
Man, he's hoofing it.
He's probably going to be pushing white stairs from this side to be able to push for a dining plan.
Wog's the one to try and stop him. This is actually great because that Doc isn't going to be able to do much. You spray in just in case.
Oh, there
damage.
we go. Height advantage.
Oh, there's 2 for Wog. Oh, no. It's all lost here. Live will find one more on the Julio. Kamikaze and Muzi are the last 2 alive, and they're very distant from one another. There's a tag, and the diffuser lost as Live rotated upstairs, and they'll catch the drop. PZD flawless, with Black Dragons, NIP failing to close it out.
Wow, to go from those last 2 storming rounds to a flawless loss, that is not great. Ninja Pajamas maybe getting a little too cocky with that Monty, pushing too heavily. Really didn't need the ADS. Had he stayed fully extended shield, it likely would have covered his head, and that would have protected him. But unfortunately, his greed cost him his life. Stairs are a difficult thing for shields, just ask Blackbeard. It's a tricky thing. They will go potentially with the Legion again, maybe as a 6-pick, or maybe not, just in case that Monty wants to come out one more time. But they didn't really have too much trouble with him that time, but again, that was due to the greed. And nope, 6th pick to a Jaeger. They want to actually hide that. Doesn't really do a ton for you, as they're likely to see the ADS as well droning, but Julio, though, is going to be hiding the other flank controller, this time the Nomad instead of the Gridlock. Maybe feeling he just wasn't getting enough out of the Gridlock's more
Attackers
passive
need to
area
locate and
denial.
defuse as many bombs as
They will be
can.
playing kitchen this time. Not sure if they knew that for sure, but you could guess that that was likely going to be the site. Mute Mozzie combo in effect, though. Should make it a little bit hard for them to drone. It's especially problematic for Psycho on that Twitch. The shock drone cannot jump, so it cannot get over mute jammers, and jumping doesn't work on pests, so both will be actually more effective on the shock drones. That's something to be concerned about. Wag did finally make it up to the double digits there, live trying to catch up to him.
Activating camera.
Some extra cams there, Wag just shaking it off. Okay, it wasn't where he wanted to put it. We're just trying to decide what he wants to put it underneath.
New camera feed
Oh, he's about
activated.
putting cameras underneath things, you know, just people just don't
Camera
check
feed
there.
up and
It's like,
running.
I think there was a lot of gum that what stuck that to the table.
I don't know what sort of fancy tables you know that have gum stuck to them.
Well, since the gum occasionally falls off, I like to call them gumdrop tables.
Just don't try them out. Don't put them in your mouth.
Enemy contact. First floor.
What if they're the right flavor?
Oh my god. They all turn green or yellow at some point, Devin. It's disgusting.
Well, we'll see. I don't think we're going to see Muzi pushed up into kitchen immediately. But you never know.
Yeah, right? Where is he at?
He's just getting,
There you
they're
go.
just getting that part of the
Okay.
kitchen area open early, prep area.
Did they actually snipe the electric claw? They should.
It's not.
Are my charges going to go off? And yeah, yes. Well done.
Nice.
Shock drone doing work, and the electric claw a bit too late. Of course, way easier to do this with X-Kairos, but not with the thermite charge.
Well, it has been opened, but yeah, like I said, they were able to get an electric claw on it, so the other wall can be paid to open now. Oh, they take care of it. The explosion actually clears electric claw.
That was a nitro cell that came up, I believe, but still with that, 2 thermite charges had already been used. Muzi and Pino will get 1 each. Now it's live, Hornetown PTD, last alive. Black Dragons had a good run so far, but the best they can get is a tie. Oh, the angle from Julio. There's the run out, and he gets 2. The round's over. Hornetown solo and HP, and NIP have taken no damage right now. They'll go try to pop off for the headshots, but it is flawless with 0 frickin' damage. Looks like NIP know to drink their milk.
It's funny, the rounds Ninjas and Pyjamas win, they very much win. The rounds they lose, they very much lose. It seems very binary with them, but at the end of the day, 7-5 is a 7-5. They just had to guarantee themselves that round, because of course if they lost that round, it would have been a 6-6 draw. Both teams would have got 1 point. So that round was for triple the points that they were going to get. Very much worth it in going full tilt. You got Muzi almost got to 20.